Ladies and gentlemen, digital investors, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be going over mainly Ripple and XRP stuff, and that's pretty much it. We'll touch on a few other things, some things that kind of relate to it, but for the most part, Ripple and XRP for today. We'll go over Ripple executive lists obstacles facing XRP as price trails far behind Bitcoin. We have Ripple keeps pumping funds into MoneyGram, and we have Trump administration worried China is leaping ahead of U.S. in adoption of digital currency, which, I mean, we could say, yeah, that is pretty much the truth. The US at this point is definitely a laggard in the blockchain and cryptocurrency race. And we'll start off with Ripple General Counsel says company not fleeing US as debate on XRP regulatory clarity heats up. We'll just go over this quickly. I'm sure at least a good portion of you have already seen it, so we'll just run through it very quick because I just want to cover it so that I can say that I documented it. So with that said, if you guys are frequent viewers of the channel and you'd like to show some support, a like helps a ton, so thank you guys for that. And with that said, let's jump into it. So Ripple's general counsel is responding to speculation on the payment startup's potential plans to leave the US, and the council says we're a proud US company, but we don't have a cohesive regulatory framework here that keeps market participants guessing. Regulation consistently applied should yield predictable results. So this is basically a conversation between Jake and Stuart, and so he says Jake, we're not leaving. Too many smart lawyers like you are left reading tea leaves. Ripple has cited the UK as a possible destination for the billion-dollar company, which is currently headquartered in San Fran. This company, which owns more than half of the total supply of XRP, has pointed to what it perceives as regulatory clarity on the crypto asset from the UK Financial Conduct Authority. Travinsky says he doesn't think crypto regulations in the UK are really that clear, especially in light of recent actions taken by the agency against the trading of crypto derivatives. The FCA's categories didn't provide clarity. They just banned crypto derivatives last week, a much more severe action than any taken in the US. The categories aren't even accurate anymore. Based on recent developments in the industry, regulatory clarity has become a meme. Categorizing assets provides no regulatory clarity if it's unclear which assets fit into which category and what financial services are allowed across all categories. The SEC takes it very seriously as well, and both regulators' guidance leaves them a lot of room to move around. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has cited a number of areas that the company may relocate to. So they don't want to flee the U.S., but the countries that they may relocate to are including the U.K., Singapore, Japan, Switzerland, and the U.A.E., which is interesting because this came out on October 28th, so 2 days ago, right? And then this came out yesterday on October 29th. Trump administration worried China is leaping ahead of U.S. in adoption of digital currency. So it's funny that Brad's complaining about it in literally the next day, which I'm sure it's probably just coincidence, right? Just coincidence, guys. But the next day, this comes out. So let's read this real quick. So just a week after Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said it's more important for the U.S. to implement its own digital currency in the right way than to be first in the world, Breitbart reports that the Trump admin is now worried that unclear and stringent regulatory policies from the SEC are putting American companies at a disadvantage on the world stage. Yeah, you think? Of course it is. So senior admin officials have expressed their frustration about the SEC, Jay Clayton's approach in regulating digital assets. They say, so when you look toward the future, digital currency is going to be a major front in the broader economic battle. We need to make sure that the SEC is not putting American companies at a disadvantage because China is making a major play in the crypto space. So far, the agency has officially stated that Bitcoin is not a security, but has not commented on the vast majority of the crypto market. The lack of regulatory clarity is a risk to U.S. national and economic security, Senator Tom Cotton said in a letter obtained by Breitbart. He says, our government should not voluntarily cede that ground by failing to create a level playing field for U.S.-based companies through the development of clear policy that allows them to compete fairly against foreign competitors. So guys, this is honestly, it's good to see, right? I mean, are we late? Yes. Have they been taking their sweet old time? Yes. But at least there's somebody, right? We have Brad from Ripple pushing, and at least there's some people in here, right, in this administration that are at least taking a harder look at it and realize, right? At least they're realizing that China is fronting all of this, right? And there's still time to nip it in the butt, right? There's still time, but we have to act fast. We can't be, just lollygagging around here and just letting China take over everything, right? There has to be some action. rather than everybody just sitting in a cubicle. Now, the interesting thing is, right, this is a Ripple and XRP video. How does this tie in? Well, while this is extremely important because it's going over the U.S. versus China economically and blockchain wise, we have to keep in mind Trump officials formerly met to Ripple back in the day. So Ripple chief market strategist Corey Johnson has gotten the privilege of introducing Ripple and XRP to U.S. President Donald Trump's administration. Now, we're not going to go over all of this because this is old news. This is not breaking by any stretches of the imagination, but this is what we have to keep in mind. So let me just read this, or let me just read one paragraph from here. So during the interview, Johnson has also discussed his meeting with members of the Trump admin, which revolved around Ripple and digital currency. He narrates how he had, quote, very low expectations at the start of his meeting with government officials. However, Johnson states that he has been amazed at the open-mindedness and the intelligent questions asked by the officials. It signifies that the government people have been intensely scrutinizing cryptocurrency, specifically Ripple. And we go back to this article, right? We have Senator Tom Cotton. In his quote, he's using the same language that Ripple uses, right? Level playing field. This is a Ripple slogan. This is a Ripple word. And we have people within the Trump administration using this slogan. Why? Because they were literally meeting with Ripple, right? They were taught by Ripple. So is the U.S. hiding more than they have? Probably, right? Never reveal the full deck of cards that you're playing with. At the same time, I do think we are probably somewhat behind here, or they're just really hiding and waiting, and maybe they're super art of warring it, right? Waiting to strike like thunder in the midst of night. I have no clue. I'm not even going to try to guess how this government operates, but that's the news for you guys. If you guys are enjoying the video, make sure you drop it a like and subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified every time I upload. I go over Bitcoin, altcoins, and everything going on in the crypto space to try to keep you up to date, and hopefully so we can try to just puzzle all of this stuff together because we get so much news that is always coming out. Prices for today, we have Bitcoin at 13,493, Ethereum 382, and XRP is at 23 cents. Everything for the most part is pulled back, guys, so we're just going to stop there right at the top three coins. We also have Fear and Greed Index at 74, so not much more greed happening. We're still, yesterday we were at 67, now we're at 74, last week we're 74, so we're just right at greed, right? Which is perfect for where Bitcoin is currently trading. Also wanted to go over this. So this is from @Ledger, and as there are currently phishing attempts going on, Ledger would like to remind you of a few safety tips to help you avoid such scams. Please take note of the following and remain vigilant. Now, I don't know if all of you have ledgers or not, but I know probably a lot of you do. So I'm just going to go over this because they put it out, and I know people are getting scammed on a daily basis. So I figured, why not? So if you have a ledger, here is Ledger's tips for you. So they say, we will only contact you via email and never via SMS or phone call. They say the only two legitimate Ledger email addresses are hello@ledger.com and no reply@ledger.com, as well as our customer support Zendesk email. Treat any other email address with caution. Okay, so unless if it's coming from one of these emails, guys, it's probably a scam. They say if you receive any communication from us, please check the URL and extension of the website carefully. Look out for dots and accents in the URLs. We have none. If you see a scam attempt via email, we recommend reporting and marking it as spam. And for more information on how to keep safe, it says check out this link, and this is a link from the ledger.com website, and this is right on Ledger, so if you guys want to go check it out for yourselves, go ahead and check it out. We also have Ripple keeps pumping funds into MoneyGram. According to MoneyGram's financial results for Q3 2020 posted Thursday, Ripple handed over $9.3 million over the period. After $0.4 million in transaction and trading expenses, MoneyGram saw a net benefit of $8.9 million. In Q2 of 2020, MoneyGram received $15.1 million for the same stated purpose. Previously, MoneyGram has described the market development fees as compensation for providing liquidity to Ripple's ODL network, its payments product using the XRP cryptocurrency to send money across borders. So Ripple is still investing heavily into MoneyGram. We also have Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor is the CEO of MicroStrategy. Remember MicroStrategy, the company that has $425 million worth of Bitcoin. It's an unbelievable amount of Bitcoin. The CEO of MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor here, He owns, I think it's about 17,000 Bitcoin just for his own personal stash. So it's really insane. And he says MicroStrategy has been running a full node of Bitcoin Core version 0.20.1 for over a month now. We are thrilled to do our part to support the growth of the Bitcoin network. Isn't that something, guys? They've been running this for over a month, and it's not him, but it's the company, the MicroStrategy company. Now remember, dominoes in a series of dominoes that will continue to fall. Do we really think that MicroStrategy will be the only one running full Bitcoin nodes? Probably not. This is probably, more dominoes, right, guys? More dominoes. It's great to see that not only are they buying Bitcoin, but MicroStrategy is even supporting the network. It's amazing to see. Now, Ripple executive lists obstacles facing XRP as price trails far behind Bitcoin. As XRP continues to languish compared to Bitcoin, Ripple's CTO, David Schwartz, is engaging in frank discussions about the crypto assets challenges going forward. He responded to questions on Twitter about why banks are holding back in terms of implementing XRP-powered technology. So this is David Schwartz. He says, I think there are a combination of obstacles, regulatory uncertainty, last mile problems, fear of reprisals, and from existing partners and so on. Another big thing is that the very best customers are ones that are going to use bridge assets to build new products. They're heavily motivated to see projects to completion and will push the benefits all the way down to customers. But in that case, even when they're 100% ready to go, they still have zero customers because the product is new, so it's slow to get momentum. Now it goes on to say JP Morgan officially launched its digital currency, JPM coin, this week. The asset will be used to power international payments, according to Takis Georgakopoulos, JP Morgan's head of wholesale payments, which puts it in direct competition with XRP. So the article says. I don't agree with that at all. Schwartz, however, says on Twitter that such an asset will have limited use. He says JPM coin will only be useful for people who trust JPM, are in a jurisdiction that's compatible with JPM, and aren't concerned about their sovereignty. A system nobody can own and control is, in my opinion, better, especially if you compete with JPM or hope to. And exactly, guys, how is this going to compete with XRP? It's JPM coin. Like, do any of you guys really want to own a JPM coin? JP Morgan, right? The same JP Morgan that was trashing Bitcoin 3 years ago and is now bought in. I am not going to park any of my capital into JPM coin, and I'm sure most of you, probably 99.9% of you, aren't going to either. See, that's the great thing about digital currencies and blockchain, is that we vote with our dollars. Doesn't matter what the hell JP Morgan wants to come out with. If I don't put my money in it, if we don't put our money in it, then he can make anything he wants and it doesn't matter. I will never take my money out of XRP to put it in something like JPM coin. That makes no sense. Just like I'll never take my capital and put it into Libra, right? Something that Facebook backs. Not going to happen, and most people aren't going to do that. At least the people that are in the space now, I know you guys have some integrity. And I know most people here, when I make a Libra video, they're like, oh, get out of here with that Libra stuff. And, I'm just documenting the news, but I love to see it too, because who really wants to own Libra? Look what Facebook does. Look what these companies do. Look what these banks do. Why would we choose to park our money in that? Like, nah, I'm personally, I am good. And if you guys need a daily reminder, I've put this on my Twitter. Hey, a daily reminder for why are we buying Bitcoin and crypto assets and XRP and all this craziness. Well, debt has gone to 27 trillion. I actually took a screenshot of this and I put it on my YouTube. I think it was the date was 2 or 3 months ago, and it was at 26.5 trillion or something like that. Now we're at 27. So, this thing is going to continue on and on and on. The dollar is going to be continued to be devalued. And cryptocurrencies and precious metals, not only cryptocurrencies, but also precious metals, are going to prove to have much more buying power, much more confidence, and much more utility than a failing dollar. If we also take a look at this XRP price chart, I know Ripple has not pumped at all. In fact, it is lagging so far behind. But I'm diversified. I'm not all in on XRP, so it's not that big of a deal for me. I don't need XRP to go up, but I just did want to point out, because I just saw in my comments a lot of people kind of upset with the price of XRP. And right now, while we're not, up at 40, 50 cents where we'd like to be, we are making some bullish formations, right? So after the pandemic crash, we made our lows back here in March. We've been making higher lows ever since, right? So higher low, higher low. And the other thing, if we zoom in here, the main thing that I am looking for is for us to hold this black line here as support. If we start getting candle body closes below this, especially on a time frame like the weekly, I would probably, I would be expecting lower lows for Ripple's XRP. However, as long as we stay above this black line of support, we hold it as support, I'm going to continue to remain bullish on XRP. I have this trend line here. Whether or not we hold this trend line, I don't care. It's just, we only have a few touches. It's not really that significant. It might be gone tomorrow, right? Basically, this trend line could be easily invalidated, but the main thing is this black line here, right at about 22 cents. If we get candle body closes below 22 cents and we see it as resistance, that's when I'm probably going to be getting a little bearish on XRP. But as of right now, XRP is super boring, but it does look extremely bullish. That's just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, you'll be notified every time when I upload. And yeah, guys, what's something crazy? I woke up today, the date is October 30th, and it was like a snowstorm outside. Couldn't believe it. We haven't had snow in October since, I think, like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. It was a massive snowstorm. I remember it was like on Halloween, but now we're getting snow again. So absolutely wild. Let me know if you guys are getting snow too. I doubt you guys are, but I guess that's New England for you. Anyways, I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day, everybody.